Hi guys, my name is Chapman and I am a business coach for the hair, beauty, spa and clinic space all over Australia and New Zealand. And I am lucky enough to be able to work with people just like you to help grow your business to the next level, whatever that may mean to you. And one thing that I do get asked to talk about a lot, whether it's writing blogs or articles, or even if it's just my clients that come to me, is they want to know about how can they offer a unique or an exceptional client experience, and where does that fit into the big picture of our offering. So we know that client experience is very important, but what does that mean? How do we harness that? And how does that affect our business? And the topic here is wowing your client all the way to the till. So we know that if we provide our clients an exceptional experience, an incredible customer service journey, and of course a great result, the money will show up. It always does. But today is about breaking down the nuts and bolts of that. So where do you focus your energy, and what do we need to do to make sure that we're putting ourselves in the best possible opportunity to make sure that our clients are, yes, their problems are solved and their needs are looked after, but we have the best business opportunities as well, because that's all we want. Happy clients, happy bank accounts, and everyone's happy and healthy. Okay, so let's get started. And the first thing that I wanted to go through is why share about the client experience. And one thing that when I started my journey as a salon owner, it was probably 11 or 12 years ago now, when I bought my salon. It was 12 years ago when I first bought my salon. And after 3 years, I knew things could be better. I knew that I remember looking at a report one day, and I knew that for the amount of new clients that were coming into my business, we should have more of a clientele, and we didn't. Okay. So we were having anywhere from 15 to 20 new client opportunities every single week, but we were still looking after the same amount of clients every single week, and my team wasn't growing. And when my business coach, Lisa Conway, there in the middle, when she helped me unpack what it was that was stopping our business from growing, it was largely around the client experience and inconsistencies in our client experience. Now, we had beautiful coffee, we had homemade marshmallows for our hot chocolate, we had the latest magazines, and I focused so much on the fluff instead of what we actually deliver. Okay, so I had an idea of client experience that wasn't congruent with getting a result. So I had to retrain my brain. And what I'm sharing with you today are the things that I learned the hard way so that you don't have to learn the hard way. Okay, so let's get started. And like anything that I do at Zing, I think it's really important that you stop and look at yourself first. The buck stops with you. Okay, so what I always explain to my clients is, when you're pointing the finger that it's everyone else's fault and it's the farming industry is shot and it hasn't rained for months and rent's expensive in this suburb, all of that stuff. Every time you point your finger out that it's someone else's or something else's problem, there's always three fingers pointing back at you. So you need to start with yourself, and you need to ask yourself today, do you think that your clients that came in today that you looked after, do you think that is their last visit to a salon? Maybe if they get hit by a bus, it is. Maybe if all their hair falls out tomorrow, maybe it could be. Okay. But we have to be realistic. It is not their last visit to a salon. It may as well be with yours. True? But if they haven't got the thought process of, I found my hairdresser, I found my beauty therapist, I found my nurse injector, there is absolutely no reason for me to move on, then the client experience is falling short. It should be an absolute no-brainer for your clients to return to you. When they see their hairs on the legs growing back through, when they notice their regrowth, they should firstly think of you. And it's a no-brainer to return to you, not to try another salon. So we need to think, is there more to offer this client? Are you servicing every single need and want for that client? I can guarantee you're not. Okay, so if we have a look at all your service offering and then what your clients had done today, you're not cherry picking from all of your service offering. You're just doing bits and pieces. Okay, so we know that there's a direct relationship between retention and the amount of money that a client spends in a business and the amount of services and products that a client purchases from your business. Okay, so it's so important that a part of the client journey and experience that they know all of their options, not just the options that they have. Okay, next question is, do you want your clients to be wowed? That's a rhetorical question. It's a silly question. Of course you do. But are you wowing your clients? Are you wowing your team? Think about your last team meeting that you hosted. Did you wow your team or did you just show up and do housekeeping? Okay. We need to bring our A game every day, whether it's bringing our A game with our team, with our family, with our clients. We need to give it our all. We need to be 10 out of 10. And when you signed up to buy a business, you forego the option of having a shitty day. Sorry, but that's how it is. Okay. Some people run at a 5 out of 10. Some people run at a 9.5 out of 10. And I can tell you what, the people that run at 9.5 out of 10 have a much easier path through life than those that run out of 5 out of 10. Okay. So you might say, yes, it's because of this and I'm a single parent and it's because it's hard because of that. Change it. Okay. And the first place to start is in providing an incredible opportunity for your clients in your salon. Okay. Are you clear on what your experience is like in your salon? Maybe, maybe not. Are you clear on what the experience is like in other salons that have the same offering? So what I'd challenge you to do is I would like you to experience the service that you offer in your salon at another salon and pay full price. You are the ultimate mystery shopper. You're a salon owner. Okay, so I want you to book in, and it might be an hour away. You might have to drive an hour away to go incognito. I don't care, do it. Every single fortnight, I have a service done. I don't do weekly because I'd have no skin left on my face and I'd have no hair left on my head. But every fortnight, I have a service done. And I think in the town that I live in, I've inundated every single salon, every single profit and service product and service offering. That's a part of my job to be abreast of everything that's happening in the industry. Okay. Are you confident that everyone on your team wows their clients? Okay. They should be blown away. They should, when they walk into your salon, and the mood that they leave walking out in should be very, very different. They should be cartwheeling to their car, not just another day, another service. Because when they go out for a drink with their girlfriends and they get a referral card from the salon that they go to, are you confident that they'll say, nope, I've got my hairdresser? Okay, so sometimes we need to put our ego aside and really look hard at ourselves and what we offer. Okay, I don't know who you are, and you probably don't know who I am. So there's absolutely no judgment. You could be delivering an exceptional service, but I want you to be really honest to yourself now. Is your experience where you would like it to be? Okay. What I'd like to share with you now is the number one key in taking your team and your business and that client experience to the next level to give you the best opportunity to wowing your client all the way to the till. And it is, how does the experience fit into the big picture of your offering? That is the number one thing. When you work out how these three elements tie together and work in your business, you can nail your offering. Okay. And that's when you give the best opportunity for your clients to spend in a sales environment in your salon and be happy doing so. The first element is the result. That's down the bottom there. Yes, we have to provide a result. This is technical results, okay? When a client comes in for a haircut, they want their hair shorter. They want it thinned out. They want it textured. We know that. They want their roots gone. Someone comes in for a facial. They've got a certain need or they want to be pampered and relaxed. We know that. We nail the result. We really do. I don't need to teach any of my clients how to suck eggs. They already know how to do it. I never talk about hair and beauty because they have got that part covered. And the other thing that we need to appreciate is that we are inundated in our industry with technical education, okay? But we don't spend enough time, effort, and money on the experience and customer service in our salon, okay? So I want you to have a think about this customer service, which is the relationship. I want you to think about the relationship that you provide for your client. Okay, is it a 10 out of 10? Are all the working, moving parts of how you offer your service to the clients, are they considered? And lastly, but certainly not least, is the experience that we provide for our client. And how I like to explain this, which I'll explain later on in the client journey, which is from the front door all the way through to the end of the service at the till, is every single touch point in the whole client journey considered in your business. You need to have your client feel a certain way when they leave your business, and that's what the experience is all about. They should have an emotional connection to what it is that you offer and how you offer it. The first thing that I think is really important when it comes to the experience is to have a think about how you deliver what you do to new clients or guests in your salon. And we at ZING always say it's like dating. Okay, so when you take someone out on a date, you have your hair done, your makeup done, you wear new stockings like this lady has. He's gone all out. He's bought 3 red balloons. And I can guarantee that that first experience of them going on the first date together is absolutely not what it's like when those two get married. She won't have her hair done. She won't have her makeup done. You'll be lucky if you catch her with a bra on, and he will have a pot belly by then. He'll be unshaven and there won't be a balloon in sight. So we get complacent. It's normal. So if you think about a pendulum's in neutral, but when you swing it up one way and it goes all the way up to the left, that's when we're on our very best behavior. That's like what we do when we're dating someone. And then eventually, after time, the pendulum goes back down to neutral. We go to our normal state. And every now and then the pendulum can swing all the way up to the right into complacency. And that can happen when you're married to your clients. It can happen when you're married to your partner, but I'm not Dr. Phil. So we're talking about your business here, and we can become complacent with our clients. An example of this was, I remember in my salon, I was cutting my client's hair and the front door went, and I saw these little meerkats poke their head around the back room of my salon. It was 2 of my team members, and they were having a look at who the client was. And I heard one of them say, "Oh, it's just Jenny." No, it's not just Jenny. Jenny's been a client of ours for 10 years. Run out the front, bloody greet her. Greet her like you would a new client. So that was the first time I thought the service that we delivered to our existing clients is very, very different and inconsistent compared to our new clients. And we were married to too many of them. Clients need a reason to land with you. You need to give them a reason. And when I had 95% of my clients that we were married to and we weren't quite nailing the experience, we were absolutely missing opportunities. And remember again, wowing your clients all the way to the till, and client experience to me is not the fluffy stuff. It's getting back to basics and treating your clients like a new client all over again. Okay. And that's when you give them the reason to land with you and want to stay being with you. So my advice to you, if you've had quite an established clientele that you've looked after for a long time and you think, yes, I break the rules, but then to bring it back to treating them like a new client's awkward, they'll think, where's this come from? Be transparent. Don't overthink it. I used to say to my clients something along the lines of, how long have I done your hair for now, Jenny? And she'd say, oh, since little Jimmy was 4 and he's 10 now. So yeah, it'd be 6 or 7 years, at least 6 or 7 years. I say, so in all that time, you've only been a new client once. So today, let's be on our best behavior. I'm going to treat you like a new client all over again. We'll empty the handbag out onto the table and we'll sift through it. And we'll put all the good stuff back in and we'll throw all the crap stuff in the bin. We'll have a look at how you're shampooing your hair, what products you're using. We'll investigate all of it. How does that sound? Okay. So I'd say that different every time, but the theme was the same. Okay. And clients would eat that stuff up. They love it. They love feeling that you have thought about them beyond the normal relationship. And you know what I did? Because there's a direct benefit for me, their stylist. There's a direct benefit to them, the client, because they're getting educated. And there's a direct benefit for the business. Okay. That spend of that appointment will go up. You will find problems that you forgot that client has. That's the point of doing this. We need to think about the client journey with every single one of our clients, whether they're new or existing. And I always say that hairdressers in particular, therapists not so much, they're more process driven, but hairdressers in particular are more like free-range chickens. You open the coop at the start of the day, everyone runs around, does their own thing for the day, and then you bring them back in at the end of the day. They've only got 2 things in common. They start at the same time, they finish at the same time. What they do in between is kind of up to them. Problem with that, you'll get very inconsistent results across your team. Okay, so McDonald's didn't grow to the company that it is today with free-range chickens as staff. Now, I don't want your business to be as lobotomized and soul-destroyingly boring as a McDonald's production line. However, we need to appreciate that there needs to be systems in our business, and that's what the client journey does. So my suggestion here is to get a big, long piece of butcher's paper and draw a line from one end to the other. We'll put it on the floor. Everyone get some Sharpies out and talk about the very first thing that happens when a client comes in contact with you. Maybe it's a Facebook Messenger message. Maybe it's the Katoomba online booking. Maybe they call your salon, whatever. But that very first contact, what's their experience like? What would it have to be like to be fit for a celebrity? That was always my measure. What would we need to do if we were dealing with celebrities here? Okay, we would need to make sure that the bar is very, very high and it stays high. So I want you to map out every single touch point from the start of your service to the very end of your service, even with the follow-up text messages and emails that your clients get after their service. What is that journey like for your clients? Map that out with your team. It's the most engaging and fun thing that you'll ever do with the team. Order pizza and have a couple of bottles of wine, and that'll even top it off. To do this, you need to get organized. Okay, so the first thing is you need to work on your time management. So to provide an incredible experience in your salon, you need to get organized and stay organized. You need to book in weekly team meetings with the whole team to discuss this and talk about how you're going to deliver this service. You need to have weekly one-on-ones with your team to make sure that you're helping them with their blocks and their individual goals. And you need to take the time out of your business to make sure that you're creating these systems that wow their clients, that wow your clients. You need to engage your team. You need to engage your clients as well. And the only way to do that is to get organized, stay organized, and spend time working on your business, not in it. Okay? The next place to start is the truth and the training. Now, with all of the fantastic reports, Katoomba has some of the best reports on any system I've ever worked with. We need to know our numbers so that we can have a look at what the truth is behind what we're doing. So we might have 5 on team and each of them are getting different results. The facts are in the figures, guys. You need to learn your numbers so that you can see the scoreboard of what's happening in your business. Now, the truth is that if you're getting a different result if the client's booked in with Sally compared to if they're booking in with Joe Beth, the truth is that your experience that you're providing for your client is lumpy. Okay. And then when we've discovered the truth and we've got the facts behind what it is that we are or are not doing, and remember the facts are in the numbers, you can't just guess, then comes the training. Okay. We all too often just jump straight to the training. It's a waste of time. You can't just jump straight to the training. You've got to have some numbers to back you up. I can tell exactly what's happening in a salon business by looking at the business summary report. It's as simple as that. Now, the only reason I know that is because I've been taught to read the numbers, and that's a part of my job. I'm 7 years in reading numbers from salons and then connecting that with the service delivery. And there is a direct relationship. That's why we have reports. So what do I do? What do you do to change the experience and to grow the average client spend in your salon? The first thing that you need to do is listen. You need to listen to two groups of people. You need to listen to your team and find out what they believe could be changed in your business. And you need to listen to your clients. When's the last time you surveyed your clients? Now, that's one when I ask a client that, they go, oh, it's too hard. It's because you're not spending enough time working on your business. If I gave you 2 hours now to write up a survey, you would be committed enough to work out what questions you want to ask and how you're going to get it out to them. Your computer system is capable of doing that for you. So you need to listen to both your team and, of course, your clients, find out what they want, go and get it, give it to them. We need to look at the numbers. As I said, it's the scoreboard. And how I explain this to my coaching clients is you can't watch a basketball game without a scoreboard, because we can celebrate at the end, but we won't really know who's won or how the game was played. We will just be able to tell by the sad team and the happy team. But if we were looking at the numbers, we would be able to anticipate what the result's going to be like. And it's the same in your business. Point 3 is compare apples with apples. So compare Joe Beth's performance with Joe Beth's performance. Compare Claire's performance with Claire's performance. We're not all cut from the same cloth. We're very, very different. And we need to make sure that we're not comparing one team member for another. The reason for this is because, as I said, we are all different, and what one team member needs and what one team member needs to work on is going to be different from the next one. You'll be wasting your time. That's why it's crucial to have one-on-one team meetings every single week. The next thing is we need to find out what stops them. Okay, so the difference between someone that's successful in business or in their hair and beauty career and one that is not so successful, that's really struggling, is what roadblocks we have in front of us, what stops us from moving forward. Once we remove those blocks, there's no stopping us. Okay, so we need to find out, what are they uncomfortable with? What gives them that sense of discomfort or makes them stay within their comfort zone? And then we can work towards getting them past that. This is about working on the basics, guys, so the solid foundation. And before that, we start to add the fluffy stuff, because, fluffy stuff, that's important. I get that it's important, but we need to form a solid foundation first. With the client journey, with the experience, we need to let them come up with the plan. You do not have all the answers. No one does. I don't. No one I ever met does. Lisa Conway, the founder of ZING, doesn't have all the answers. We collaborate together to come up with the solution. So there's better results in collaboration, because you're putting all your brains together and you'll all have different strengths. Okay, so work on the plan together. And the last point is keep each other accountable. So my suggestion is, once you've mapped out the client journey and the experience that you want to deliver, focus on one thing. Keep each other accountable and fire hose that one thing so you absolutely nail it. Then when you've nailed it, move on to the next thing. This is one thing that you can do to nail the client experience. We need to jot down in the G box, what is the goal? What is it that we're trying to achieve here? When do we want to achieve this by? Once we've refined that, we need to work out what is our starting point? What's the reality? Where are we currently in our situation? The next step is what are our options? Because there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat. That's probably a really bad thing to say. There's 1,000 different ways to do things. I'm not re-recording this. There's 1,000 different ways to do things. We need to map out all our options and choose the option that best sits with us, that resonates with us, which has the least of resistance, that is the easiest and nicest way possible in the shortest period of time. And then we'll be really clear on the way forward, how we're going to approach it, what are we going to do to nail it. That and a good dose of accountability will be well and truly on the way to growing, which is what this document's called. It's called the Grow document. There has to be a let go point. There has to be a point where we let go of the ways that we have been doing things that are within our comfort zone and appreciate that what got you to where you are today is never going to be the plan that will get you to the next step. So we need to know to let go of that. Okay. You need to form a new plan to get to that new step. And the sooner that we realize that and we draw a line in the sand and say, okay, we need to start fresh, the sooner we'll be able to realize our true potential. The last thing, and I'll end every single webinar on this, is it's a good reminder that you need to wear the t-shirt every day, so that when you're looking at them in the mirror every single morning, and when you're looking in the mirror at every single night before you're about to go to bed, you can see staring back at you, I am the problem and I am the solution. Okay, so there's people in regional areas and capital cities and shopping centers that are absolutely braining it in our industry. And the only thing that's stopping you from realizing your true potential is you. And the sooner we realize that, we are empowered and we can make the change. Okay, we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most amount of time with. So if you've got a team or a manager or a partner or a business coach or someone that is inspiring and motivating, take stock of how you feel when you spend time with that person. You need to mix with people that drag you up, not drag you down. Okay, so you are the problem and you are the solution. That's the good news, and it's also the bad news. So this was probably a little bit of a sideways step, a little bit different from what you were maybe thinking when you started to listen to this webinar. But I can really only write or create content that rings true with me. And I've got my nose in hundreds of salon businesses every single month. And the one thing that I see time and time again is when it comes to customer service, experience, and results, we just need to absolutely brain and nail the basics. And that's what it's all about. So map out your client experience, involve the team, choose one thing, absolutely fire hose it, and keep everyone accountable. And you'll be well and truly on your way to this success that you know that your business can have. So hopefully that was helpful. And always find me on social media and give me some feedback. I always say that feedback is like fertilizer. It helps boost your growth. So if this has been helpful, if you've got any questions, find me and let's connect. And I'd love to hear from you. So have an amazing day, everyone, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to presenting the next topic. Bye for now.